Performance management is a cornerstone of organizational success, providing a structured approach to aligning individual and team contributions with broader business objectives. At its core, performance management is not merely an annual review or a bureaucratic process. It is a dynamic, continuous cycle that encompasses setting expectations, monitoring progress, providing feedback, and facilitating growth. One of the most critical aspects of this process is measuring and improving employee productivity, as it directly impacts organizational efficiency, competitiveness, and innovation. The concept of employee productivity extends beyond simple output metrics. While traditional measures might focus on quantifiable outputs, such as units produced, sales closed, or customer calls handled, modern organizations recognize that productivity also encompasses quality, creativity, collaboration, and adaptability. In knowledge-based industries, for example, the value of an employee's contribution may be reflected in problem-solving abilities, thought leadership, or the ability to drive change and foster a positive workplace culture. Therefore, effective performance management systems must integrate both quantitative and qualitative measures to capture the full spectrum of employee productivity. Establishing clear, aligned objectives is the foundation of any successful performance management system. When employees understand how their work contributes to organizational goals, they are more likely to be engaged and motivated. This alignment begins with well-defined job descriptions and cascades through goal-setting processes such as management by objectives, MBO, or the use of SMART, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound goals. These frameworks help ensure that individual targets are realistic, clearly articulated, and supportive of the organization's strategic direction. Once objectives are set, ongoing monitoring and measurement become essential. Traditional approaches often relied on annual appraisals, but contemporary best practices advocate for continuous feedback and real-time performance tracking. This shift is facilitated by advances in technology, including performance management software, analytics dashboards, and collaboration platforms. These tools enable managers and employees to track progress, identify potential roadblocks, and adjust course as needed. Moreover, they support transparency and accountability by making performance data accessible and actionable. Quantitative measures of productivity remain important, especially in roles where outputs can be easily counted or timed. For instance, in manufacturing environments, productivity might be measured by units produced per hour, defect rates, or machine uptime. In sales, key metrics include the number of deals closed, revenue generated, or customer retention rates. However, relying solely on quantitative metrics can create perverse incentives, such as sacrificing quality for speed or overlooking important but less tangible contributions. Therefore, organizations increasingly incorporate qualitative assessments into their performance management systems. Qualitative measures might include peer reviews, customer feedback, self-assessments, and manager evaluations. These sources provide valuable insights into aspects of performance that are difficult to quantify, such as teamwork, communication skills, leadership potential, and adaptability. For example, a software engineer's productivity might be reflected not only in the number of lines of code written, but also in code quality, problem-solving skills, and mentorship of junior colleagues. By combining quantitative and qualitative data, organizations can develop a more holistic view of employee performance. Feedback is another vital component of effective performance management. Constructive feedback helps employees understand what they are doing well and where they can improve. Regular, two-way feedback sessions foster open communication, build trust, and encourage a growth mindset. Rather than reserving feedback for formal reviews, high-performing organizations embed feedback into daily interactions, project debriefs, and one-on-one meetings. This approach enables employees to make incremental improvements and feel supported in their professional development. Coaching and development are closely linked to feedback. Once areas for improvement are identified, managers and HR professionals can collaborate with employees to create personalized development plans. These plans might include training opportunities, stretch assignments, mentoring relationships, or cross-functional projects. Investing in employee development not only enhances productivity, but also supports retention and engagement by demonstrating the organization's commitment to growth. Recognition and rewards also play a crucial role in motivating and sustaining high performance. When employees feel valued for their contributions, they are more likely to maintain or increase their level of effort. Recognition can take many forms, from informal praise and thank you notes to formal awards, bonuses, or promotions. The key is to ensure that recognition is timely, specific, and aligned with organizational values. For example, recognizing a team for innovative problem-solving reinforces the importance of creativity and collaboration. Despite the best intentions, performance management systems can encounter challenges. Common pitfalls include unclear expectations, inconsistent feedback, bias in evaluations, and a lack of follow-through on development plans. To address these issues, organizations must foster a culture of accountability and continuous improvement. This involves training managers in effective performance management techniques, soliciting input from employees, and regularly reviewing and refining performance processes. Technology has transformed the landscape of performance management, offering powerful tools for measurement, analysis, and communication. Performance management software can automate routine tasks, provide real-time data, and support remote or distributed teams. Analytics platforms enable organizations to identify trends, benchmark performance, and predict future needs. However, technology should be viewed as an enabler rather than a replacement for human judgment. The most effective systems combine data-driven insights with empathetic leadership and a focus on individual strengths. One emerging trend in performance management is the move toward agile methodologies. Inspired by principles from software development, agile performance management emphasizes flexibility, frequent check-ins, and rapid iteration. Instead of rigid annual cycles, agile systems support quarterly or even monthly goal setting and review processes. This approach allows organizations to respond quickly to changing business conditions and employee needs, fostering a culture of adaptability and continuous learning. Another important consideration is the role of organizational culture in shaping performance management practices. A culture that values openness, collaboration, and psychological safety encourages employees to take risks, share ideas, and seek feedback. Conversely, a culture of fear or micromanagement can stifle innovation and undermine productivity. Leaders play a critical role in modeling desired behaviors, reinforcing values, and creating an environment where employees feel empowered to perform at their best. Diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI, are increasingly recognized as integral to effective performance management. Diverse teams bring a wider range of perspectives, experiences, and problem-solving approaches, which can enhance innovation and decision-making. However, unconscious bias can creep into performance evaluations, leading to inequitable outcomes. To mitigate this risk, organizations are adopting structured evaluation criteria, bias training, and diverse review panels. These measures help ensure that all employees have equal opportunities to succeed and contribute. Remote and hybrid work arrangements present new challenges and opportunities for measuring and improving employee productivity. Without physical proximity, managers must rely more heavily on outcomes rather than inputs, focusing on results achieved rather than hours logged. Communication becomes even more critical, as does the need for clear expectations, regular check-ins, and robust collaboration tools. At the same time, remote work can offer greater autonomy and flexibility, enabling employees to optimize their work patterns and achieve a better work-life balance. Organizations that adapt their performance management practices to support remote teams can unlock new levels of productivity and engagement. Employee well-being is another factor that influences productivity and should be integrated into performance management strategies. High levels of stress, burnout, or disengagement can erode performance, even among highly skilled employees. Savvy organizations recognize the interplay between well-being and productivity, offering resources such as mental health support, flexible scheduling, and wellness programs. By taking a holistic approach to performance management, organizations can create environments where employees thrive both personally and professionally. Leadership development is a key lever for improving productivity across the organization. Effective leaders set the tone for performance expectations, provide guidance and support, and remove obstacles to success. Leadership development programs can help managers build critical skills in coaching, communication, conflict resolution, and change management. When leaders are equipped to inspire and empower their teams, overall productivity rises. Succession planning is also closely linked to performance management. Identifying and nurturing high-potential employees ensures that the organization has a pipeline of talent ready to step into key roles as needed. Succession planning requires a systematic approach to assessing performance, potential, and readiness, as well as targeted development opportunities. By integrating succession planning with performance management, organizations can mitigate talent risks and sustain high performance over time. Continuous improvement is the hallmark of effective performance management. Organizations that regularly review their performance management systems, solicit feedback from stakeholders, and embrace innovation are better positioned to adapt to changing business environments. This might involve piloting new tools, experimenting with alternative feedback mechanisms, or benchmarking against industry best practices. The goal is to create a performance management culture that is responsive, inclusive, and aligned with organizational values. Communication is the thread that weaves through every aspect of performance management. Clear, consistent communication ensures that expectations are understood, feedback is delivered effectively, and employees feel connected to the organization's mission. Communication skills are essential for both managers and employees, supporting collaboration, conflict resolution, and knowledge sharing. Investing in communication training and fostering open dialogue can have a significant impact on productivity and engagement. Change management is another critical consideration, particularly when introducing new performance management processes or technologies. Employees may resist change due to uncertainty, fear of increased scrutiny, or concerns about fairness. Effective change management involves engaging stakeholders early, communicating the rationale for change, providing training and support, and celebrating early wins. By managing change proactively, organizations can minimize disruption and accelerate adoption of new practices. Legal and ethical considerations also play a role in performance management. Organizations must ensure that their measurement and evaluation processes comply with relevant employment laws and regulations, including those related to discrimination, privacy, and data protection. Ethical performance management requires transparency, fairness, and respect for employee dignity. Establishing clear policies, providing training, and conducting regular audits can help organizations uphold legal and ethical standards. Globalization adds another layer of complexity to performance management. Multinational organizations must navigate differences in culture, language, labor laws, and business practices. What constitutes effective performance in one context may not translate seamlessly to another. To address these challenges, organizations can adopt a flexible, culturally sensitive approach to performance management, balancing global consistency with local adaptation. Employee involvement is a powerful driver of performance improvement. When employees are actively engaged in setting goals, identifying development needs, and evaluating outcomes, they are more likely to take ownership of their performance. Participatory approaches, such as 360-degree feedback, self-assessments, and collaborative goal setting, empower employees and foster a sense of shared responsibility. This in turn leads to higher levels of motivation, satisfaction, and productivity. Data-driven decision-making is transforming performance management. Advances in people analytics enable organizations to link performance data with other HR metrics, such as engagement, turnover, and learning outcomes. By analyzing these relationships, organizations can identify the drivers of high performance, predict future trends, and tailor interventions to specific needs. However, data privacy and security must be carefully managed to protect employee information and maintain trust. Learning and development are integral to sustained productivity improvement. As job requirements evolve and new technologies emerge, employees must continually update their skills and knowledge. Performance management systems can support learning by identifying skill gaps, recommending relevant training, and tracking progress over time. A culture of continuous learning not only boosts productivity, but also enhances agility and resilience in the face of change. Team dynamics are another important factor in employee productivity. High-performing teams are characterized by trust, clear roles, effective communication, and a shared sense of purpose. Performance management should assess not only individual contributions, but also team effectiveness. Tools such as team assessments, peer feedback, and group goal setting can help identify strengths and areas for improvement at the team level. Innovation is closely linked to productivity, especially in fast-paced, competitive industries. Performance management systems can foster innovation by encouraging risk-taking, rewarding creative solutions, and providing time and resources for experimentation. Leaders play a key role in creating an environment where new ideas are welcomed and failure is viewed as a learning opportunity. Customer focus is another dimension of productivity that is often overlooked. Ultimately, the purpose of organizational performance is to deliver value to customers. Performance management systems should incorporate customer feedback, service quality metrics, and other indicators of customer satisfaction. By aligning employee goals with customer needs, organizations can enhance both productivity and market competitiveness. Resilience and adaptability are increasingly important in today's volatile business environment. Employees who can navigate change, cope with setbacks, and bounce back from adversity are more likely to sustain high levels of productivity. Performance management systems can support resilience by recognizing and rewarding adaptive behaviors, providing resources for stress management, and fostering a supportive work environment. Technology will continue to shape the future of performance management. Artificial intelligence, machine learning, and predictive analytics offer new possibilities for measuring and improving productivity. For example, AI-powered tools can analyze patterns in performance data, identify at-risk employees, and recommend personalized interventions. Virtual reality and gamification can enhance training and development, making learning more engaging and effective. However, as technology evolves, the human element remains paramount. Empathy, emotional intelligence, and interpersonal skills are essential for effective leadership and team performance. Organizations that balance technological innovation with a commitment to human-centered management will be best positioned to achieve sustainable productivity gains. In summary, performance management is a multifaceted discipline that encompasses the measurement and improvement of employee productivity. It requires a blend of clear goal setting, ongoing feedback, qualitative and quantitative assessment, recognition, development, and a supportive organizational culture. By leveraging technology, fostering inclusivity, and prioritizing employee well-being, organizations can create performance management systems that drive engagement, innovation, and long-term success. As the world of work continues to evolve, so too must performance management practices. The rise of remote work, the increasing importance of soft skills, and the growing emphasis on diversity and inclusion all demand new approaches to measuring and enhancing productivity. Organizations that embrace these changes, invest in their people, and commit to continuous improvement will be well equipped to thrive in the years ahead. Ultimately, the goal of performance management is not simply to measure what employees do, but to enable them to achieve their full potential. By creating an environment where expectations are clear, feedback is constructive, and growth is supported, organizations can unlock the collective talents of their workforce and achieve extraordinary results. Whether through innovative technologies, agile methodologies, or human-centered leadership, the future of performance management lies in its ability to adapt, inspire, and empower.